All right, we're ready to rock and roll on a Friday. Here we are. We made it to the end of the week, and I have thoroughly put this man you see on the inside of the table for me through it this week. But you know what? He's introduced me to some really good beers. This is Chris Banker from Barrel and Stave in Vista. Now, originally started in Fullerton, so if it sounds familiar and you're from Orange County, yes, that's where they began. Then they've kind of migrated their way here to where he lives, a new spot in Vista, down in downtown Vista, and then another new spot at what is it called? Just Collab?
Yeah, location is Collab Public House.
And it's got multiple breweries. It's got a winery and food, right?
Yeah, Baby's Badass Burgers.
Such a good name. Which, if you missed it earlier in the week, we actually covered a beer that kind of made this Beauty and the Beast pairing between their burgers and an alt beer that was. It's the secret menu item alt beer. And that's unfortunately, is it Sticka?
Yeah, Sticka.
Yes. Yes, I knew at some point I would actually remember something. Thank God. So we're going to wrap things up this week with him and everything else that's been going on. And we'll talk about this on the air because it's really cool. I didn't know until he walked into the studio at the very, very beginning of the week that he was one of the originators behind Xocoveza, which was a stone. They did like this homebrew collaboration.
Yeah, exactly. In 2014, I won the American Homebrewers Association rally competition at Stone.
We'll get into that in a second. We're running out of time, so I'm gonna line this up. Are you ready? Oh yes, he's ready. There it is. It's my favorite sound on a Friday. It means I'm having my last beer with Chris Banker. Actually, this is a terrible thing for me to say. I don't want this week to end. You've introduced me to some really cool beers from Barrel and Stave in Vista. You've got the new spot at the Collab with Breakwater Brewing, a winery, which going to have to give me some of that information on, and some of the English and UK style of beers that you brought this week have really impressed me. Now, one of the things that I've been holding on to this point is that you've also had some other impressive accolades in your career as a home brewer. You won like a Stone competition and are one of the geniuses behind what we know as Xocoveza.
Yeah, so in 2014, I won the Stone American Homebrewers Association rally competition and got to scale up my winning beer into a full-scale batch at Stone. And it became so popular that people actually petitioned to have it brought back the next year, and Stone obliged and made an annual release.
It is probably one of my favorite Stone annual releases. But I'm curious, what was the genius behind putting a beer like that together? When you were sitting in your garage making a beer, I mean, it's San Diego. Did you just get real stoned and decide, I want to put this and this in a beer and throw it all together?
Now, I'd been making a lot of milk stouts, and I love that style, especially a little bit stronger milk stout, getting into the imperial range, and doing variants on that. I knew I wanted to use coffee for it, and I was trying to think of something that would really click with people. And so after some brainstorming, I came up with Mexican Mocha Milk Stout.
Can I just mention that this was 2014, and you were talking about doing milk stouts then? I mean, milk stouts and milkshake stouts are like common occurrences today, but this was something that was kind of groundbreaking in 2014. So fast forward, after winning the competition, you've got your own spot, Barrel and Stave. What is this? Mostraveza.
So this Mostraveza kind of brings that beer back to its homebrew roots. I reimagined it from what I was doing as a homebrewer, a little bit lower alcohol, using all the original English malts, and of course using the original Mostra coffee from right here in San Diego.
My God, this is the taste of winter incarnate, and I love it. Can I mention something that's very specific? You're using English malts, but are you also using an English water profile?
Yeah, absolutely. We're building up a water profile specifically for this beer.
Wait, you got a big reverse osmosis system that you get to add whatever you need to it?
Yeah, every single beer we make has a specific water profile built up for it as part of the recipe. And so we're building it based on the region and style.
Oh my God, this is so good for a Friday. Oh my God, I love it. The flavor of this. Is there chili in this as well?
There's just a touch of pasilla peppers. So it's coffee, cacao, cinnamon, nutmeg, vanilla, and pasilla peppers in this.
I think as it warms up in my hand, it took that last sip before I went, wait a minute. There's this ever so small amount of heat there on the back end.
Yeah, just a touch. It kind of builds in the finish and not enough to be offensive, but really adds to the profile of it.
Just a dab will do you. Man, Chris, thank you so much for a great bunch of beers this week. Definitely go check out what's going on at Barrel and Stave at the Collab, because you have a big Oktoberfest party coming up, right?
Yeah, October 1st.
October 1st? Well, I will be there in my lederhosen and my acoustic guitar singing some Sublime songs, which we'll go out with a little Waiting for My Ruka, because it's got that feel to it.
Cheers.
There you go. There you have it. That's how it's done. We're out of here. I'm going to go finish this beer, and then I'm going to get out, and then I will see you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.